Let's see, and we are live. Sweet. Let me send all this. Let me upload this. I'll wait for people to go ahead and join. Let's see. Let's see, there we go, we got that there. And I'll wait for people to hop in here. Hello, thank you for being first. Dave, I do appreciate it. All right, projections are now up on Patreon, so we're all good there. I got the optimizer working in the background, and we're all good to go. Let me just make sure it looks good on Patreon before I start really goofing around and messing with things. That off, take that off. Let me see. So I haven't ran projections yet. I'm assuming that it's gonna just want to shove in Timmy Hill. I haven't ran anything yet. I'm right off the top of my head. I feel like it's just gonna want to keep shoving in Timmy Hill because he's so cheap with all the place differential we have there. And okay, cool. Everything's on good on Patreon. Let's see. Let me get this here. Let me move that. So, give me about 2 seconds and I can answer that Jeffrey Earnhardt question. But, man, I knew it. I knew Timmy Hill would start last at 4,500. He has a full sponsor. They literally just had a mechanical issue, man. They just had the track bar a little too far out. Why is nothing wanting to work here? Did my mouse just die? Yeah, I knew Timmy Hill would fucking start last. I knew he'd still get in. Alright, so there's that. Okay, I got that updated. Need to change 3 more things in the optimizer, and then we'll bring it in and we'll do the whole ranking and everything live. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat. How are we doing here? We got quite a few people watching. Yeah, we got 19 people. Yeah, a lot of fast cars coming from the back. Yeah, it's really place differential heavy. Like it's almost worse than last night, because last night you had Chandler Smith and Eckes starting pretty much exactly where Barry and Annette are, but you know it was pretty much just those guys and Ty Majeski. You know we're almost getting more towards place differential types of lineup. So because of that, I've projected a lot of people to finish 8th. People like like Brandon Jones, Michael Annette, Noah Gregson, Justin Allgaier, Brett Moffitt, Tyler Reddick. I kind of just all projected them for 8th just so I can see who can do better, if this makes sense. Like if I project everybody for 8th, I can see who can do way better. Like is the argument for paying up for Noah Gregson instead of Josh Berry like that much more? Whereas let me actually answer that better. Like Brandon Jones going from 14th to 8th, is it worth going to him for $9,000 or going to Noah Gregson, who I would project for like 9th or 8th as well, for only $600 more? And when I'm trying to chase a 2 dominator lineup, That's kind of what I'm asking. So let me get this set up here. I'll probably be live for about 40 minutes because I do want to goof around with lineups on my own for a bit because I still got to put the lineups on DraftKings. I'm already in the contests, but you know what I mean. Yeah, like a lot of guys in the 42s. I got a lot of dudes projected for like 42, 43 points. Let's see, 58. We'll bring this on the screen here. Let's see, there's that, there's that, there's that, there's that. Okay, cool. Everybody's there. 15, bam, bam. Enfinger's starting 35th, right? Yeah, I gotta make sure of that because I do everything manually and I don't include guys who aren't on DraftKings. So hopefully he's there. Okay, we'll let that run for a bit. Now I can. Let's go ahead and move this. Bam. Well, what's that? Nothing's on the screen. Yeah, I know. We're gonna go through it together here. But yeah. He had his track bar mount. It cut the right rear tire down in 4, which I knew something happened. I knew something was wrong with Timmy Hill. He didn't just bail out. You could see the car just yee-on left and right there. Yeah, I don't think Herbst is gonna get it done here. So let's go around and talk. Let's look at the kind of the projections here. Where are we at? Gotta open up like 4 different things here. Okay, cool. So let's go here based on my rankings of the letters. Let's go. There we go. Gonna give him a D. I got Herbst for 36.4 points, a 4.6 value. I don't think he gets it done. I'll keep it there in case you believe that he can lead laps. Let's see. I got a lot of these guys hitting like 4, not 4, hitting right at 5 value, 5x. Gonna say Burton just because he's expensive. I'd much rather go to these guys here. I'm either gonna bump down Jeb because I don't like him a ton. I love Brandon Jones. I love Brett Moffitt. I am personally not going Reddick. I just don't see it happening. Oops, we're off one. Hold on, Reddick. Oh, I skipped. Oops. There we go. A, B. Alright, so let's scroll down here. I know it's going to want us to punt. I know it's probably going to want to go to Vargas or Hill at the very bottom. Curious to see what it does here as soon as I'm done. Who it wants to go to? Where you at, Jade? Where you at? Got Jade hitting value. Got Allgaier. Got Martin. So yeah, that's about what I figured. So in my opinion, I think it's Jade, Tommy Joe Martins, Timmy Hill, one of those guys in your lineups. Since you're paying up so much, I just think that's how it goes, man. I really do. Alex LeBay. How much is 64? Maybe. Got him hitting value. Obviously no Enfinger. And Timmy Hill. So we'll leave it right there. So let's see what the optimizers want to do, and then we can really talk about things as we get through. I need to move this over. Oh, shit. Let me move that. Oh, luckily it didn't show anything. Oh, that's not really run anyway. Who's it liking right off the bat? It's liking. This is just everybody in the pool. Who is it liking? Like a Tommy Joe Martins. Tommy Joe Martins. That's who it's telling me right now to go to. In the 5K range, and the lineups are pretty much like you'd expect. Actually, maybe I need to be more aggressive, but like I see this race more than the truck race yesterday. Is I don't think one guy runs away with the race, and if he does, it should be somebody like Briscoe, Hemrick, Cindric, Ty Gibbs, but there's so much place differential for way cheaper. It's wanting to go place differential lineups, and that's why like I kind of just cut everybody off at eighth. I wanted to see if it still wanted to force lap leaders in there, and it's just not wanting to do that. So what does it want to do here? It's wanting to go a lot of places. Well, it's like in Hemrick a lot. I'm quite high on Hemrick. And it's wanting to go. It's like in Hemrick and Jeb. Let's really cut this down. I mean, dude, there's a lot of plays here. I love the 8K range to begin with before we even started this race. I just absolutely love the 8K range here. I'll leave Jesse Little in there. I know it's going to want to go Tommy Joe Martins. I just know it. I'll even those guys out there. I'll leave Jade. Parsons going to be an NO for me. If I miss on Vargas, then, I'm just dead in the water right off the bat. Or, slightly wanted to use Vargas, man. I hate Vargas. Dude is trash. Do that. Take him out. Let's see. I'll do those guys there. And all right. We'll run this. This will be the actual player pool. We'll see what it likes here. Yeah, man, I think it's going to be place differential. It really seems like it, and seems like one dom and place differential. And I hate that it's doing that. I really want to go a two dominator lineup now, unless you think that Briscoe and Hemrick, Cindric, these guys just walk away with the race. God, I really don't think that happens, man. I think this league gets swapped a lot. I know we don't have a competition caution, but we got like Brandon Jones, for example. He has tremendous long run speed. We saw that in practice. I don't think he wins the race, but he's gonna go through the field. He'll be 8th, 7th, 5th at some point in this race. And if Hemrick only leads 20 laps, if Herbst only leads, for example, like 30 laps, then Cindric takes over and leads like 50 laps. Well, it's still spread out, and you're still needing that place differential, man. And there's a lot of guys who should get fast laps who are in the back, like Josh Berry. I know Berry's never been here before, but if you look at the amount of fast laps that he's gotten at other tracks, we got to throw Berry in there or being in line for laps led. Let me look at one thing here. Who's been getting fast laps this year? And it's been spread out between people like Austin Cindric, people like Justin Allgaier, people like Josh Berry, Daniel Hemrick, which is why I like him. Hemrick's pretty much in the middle. Like, he had 35 hog points at Las Vegas, but he's pretty much in the middle. And then people like Gregson, people like A.J. Allmendinger, even Harrison Burton. I'm not on Harrison Burton today, but like everybody inside, pretty much from, I'm going to say, Moffitt to here. We'll do this like a very light gray. All those guys can lead, or they can get fast laps, like every single one of them. Maybe not Snyder and guys like that. But man, that's so rough. I think it's place differential. I really do, and I hate to say that. I hate playing place differential lineups, but that's what it's wanting to do. I think it's a one dom build with place differential and a lot of guys in the 8K range. I think it goes that way. That's what the optimizers want to do as well. And I mean, I'm giving Cindric 65 points. I'm giving Hemrick 59 points. But then I got Brandon Jones getting 61. So, God, dude. I think the most I gave to one person was Cindric with 32 laps led and 25 fast laps. Because, I mean, you're only going to play one of these guys if you get in a lineup. Like, I don't see making a two-dominator lineup work unless both those two guys lead the whole race. And then some of the place differential doesn't come through. And I think the place differential comes through. I mean, just look at some of the cheaper guys in the back. Like, you got Brandon Brown. Brandon Brown's going to finish 12th in this race. Alex Labate, if he does what he's supposed to do, is a 20th place car. Tommy Joe Martins, we know he's going to stay out on the tires at some point and run inside the top 20. Jade Buford, you can argue that he's going to run like 22nd to 27th. You could argue that. Gregson, anywhere from 13th or 14th to say 7th. Michael Annette, 11th place driver. Josh Berry, 9th place driver. You could argue for more. Moffitt, 8th place driver. Jones, 8th place driver. And that's like on the low end of these guys. Like, all these guys could technically get up there and win. Like, I don't see Gregson winning, but if you tell me Gregson finishes 4th in this race, that's not insane. That's why, man, I'm not high on Briscoe. I want to be, but I just can't see it, man. And it's not because of the team. I know, look, it's SHR car, prepared by SHR. Same thing with Herps. They're quick, but the Junior Motorsports cars almost being so slow in practice in terms of one lap speed really makes me like them for race, because I think they're trimmed out for race trim. I like Justin Haley at $7,900. Give him a couple positions. I think he hits value. I think a lot of people hit 5X today. And then a lot of guys, we're going to be anywhere from like 5.4x to 4.8 on a lot of guys in terms of value. And yeah, it's looking like place different. What do we got? We got an hour and 22 minutes until we got to get everything locked and loaded here. No, I haven't seen Austin Dillon's haircut. What an idiot. That's funny. That's going to make me laugh, man. Thank you guys for joining me on this stream on my birthday. I do appreciate it. I am very old now, 23 years old. Trying to enjoy life to the fullest because I fully believe a terminal illness will take me in my 40s. So I'm just trying to enjoy everything I can. With that said, feel free to send me money on PayPal today for my birthday. Or join the Patreon. Or leave a super chat. I'll get a hot tub and join the hot tub meta on Twitch if I gotta do that as well. Yeah, man. I love the 8 and 7K range today, and I think it can work. I don't think you have to dive down the 6K range. That's why I'm thinking the only guys in the 5 I want to care about, or in the 4 I want to care about, is Jade. And I have him as a B just because, let's bump him down. I don't think he'll be that good of a play. It's kind of like last night. Like, the only whiff that I had last night was Brett Holmes. Everything else went really good. Man, we got really lucky with Creed getting taken out and Tanner Gray having a bad day, but we were just on the right side of that. But I think it's Tommy Joe Martins or it's Timmy Hill. I think people are going to go Vargas because he's in a JD Motorsports car for the same price, and I really think MBM fixes this issue. Like, it's not I know it's a track bar mount was getting into the tire, but all you got to do is readjust that. Just get out of the way of the tire and you should be fine. Timmy Hill was way in the green. He was probably going to put a lap time of around 22nd up. So they're very similar in times. Timmy Hill has a full sponsor this week. Let me see if they post anything on good old Facebook. Mute Facebook so it doesn't play anything in the background, so I don't have my headset on. Let's see what NBA Motorsports does here because I haven't looked at them. They got Enterprises. Something Enterprises, like a timeshare company. Pablo, yeah, I mean, I think Timmy Hill runs the distance today. It's Charlotte. They're at Charlotte. This is the home track for everyone. This is a big race for all of NASCAR. I don't see a way to God, I don't see a way to get off of Timmy Hill. I really don't. I don't think it works. Um, Great info as always. Thank you, Justin. I do appreciate that. Won the fort. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I had a ASC, one of the guys who's sometimes in the chat here, and one of the guys in my Discord. He also tied the $3, and I put $90 in last night. I walked away with I think 120, somewhere around there. Didn't lose anything. I only had 2 lineups cash because I had four. I had 4 with Holmes. The other one that didn't have Holmes had Creed in it, and we still had a positive day, so I'm quite happy with that. Thank you for the birthday wishes there. Yeah, I don't like Castle. I don't think you got to get. You don't need to get to Castle. So, like 77, I would much rather take Ryan Sieg, just because Sieg will compete for a top 10. Castle, best he does is like 20th, 19th, and because of that, Sieg is going to outscore him there. That's why I'm not high on Castle there. Thank you for the birthday wish, Mark. Man, that traction they've ruined it. They got to stop putting that traction compound down everywhere. But I liked Allgaier going into this week a lot. I liked him because his practice times weren't there, and then he qualified here, and I think he's going to be a bit chalky, but I like him. I don't mind Gregson. I don't mind Michael Annett and Josh Berry. Like, Junior Motorsports not showing speed, hopefully that kind of scares people off and being like, well, they're not fast. Time for a Toyota week. I going into this week, I have Allgaier winning the race. I don't have him projected for that. I have him projected for 7th, but I just see this being as like an Allgaier type of race to where he comes in late in the race there. Let's see. Thank you, Wes. You're good, Eagles. I didn't go over anything. I was still putting together stuff. So let's see. Let's look at the 8K range here. Let's see. Or 10K range, my bad. You asked for the 10K. It'd probably be Cindric. I think Cindric in the 8K range, and then it would probably go Ty Gibbs. Yeah, I think it would, if I had to rank the 10K range, it'd be those guys. I don't think I'm going to play Chase Briscoe today. I probably won't play Herbst. I'm only making 7 lines, so I don't think I'm going to get to them. I need to make a note to... I need to play Jeb. I already know I need to play Sieg. Those would be the 2 guys that I want to make sure I have in at least one lineup. Because I think people are forgetting these guys here. Actually, I'll take Big off, but yeah, I need to make sure. And Haley, probably these 3 guys. I think the ownership and the lineups kind of work away from these guys. And hopefully people go to like Brett Moffitt, or people pay down, or people pay up for like Barry and guys like that. Like I really like these guys to try and get different there. That's probably where I'd be. You didn't miss much, Darren. We were just kind of putting everything together. Everybody's telling me happy birthday, so I appreciate that. I think it's I think lineup construction is 1 dominator and place differential. I think that's what I'm seeing. Now, the race might have more dominators than that. I still see the race having more dominators than that, but I think lineup construction goes 1 dominator and place differential. Thank you, ACS. I was just congratulating you on your yesterday's winnings on you, or how you did in the 3. I was just saying that. I was giving you a shout out. So, congratulations. Thank you for being on my Patreon. Thank you for supporting me as well. So we've had a pretty good week so far. Yeah, I love Brown. Fuck yeah, I ain't playing Williams. I am not playing Josh Williams. I don't know what is with this team. Like, DGM has fallen off the map. It's crazy, man. And they're too expensive. Like, Williams, I mean, if let's take a real gander at Josh Williams in detail and see how he's done this year. I kind of already know this, but let's kind of go over Williams again. And I don't think I'm being hard on him because I'm giving him, what finishing position am I giving? Good old Joshy Williams. I'm giving him 26. I have him highlighted on the heat map as like, hey, you might want to have exposure to him. I'm not playing him, and this is kind of the same situation as yesterday with Tanner Gray. I just don't have a good feeling on him, and I try and listen to my gut more when I have those feelings. Let's look at race ranking. So 17th at Vegas, 16th at Atlanta, 34th at Darlington, 37th at Dover. He got issue on pit road at Darlington. I think Vargas hit him, or he had an issue. He had a mechanical issue. Went to the garage. Can't remember what happened at Dover to him. Like everything points to Williams finishing like 16th, 18th, somewhere around there. I don't think it is though. Like if they had that car, he's qualifying better than this guy. He's qualifying better than the JD cars. You know, he's qualifying better than the BJ McLeod cars. Like him and Alex LeBay, I might need to go down on Alex too. God, I just don't like Alex LeBay. I don't like Williams. And like I said, if I miss there, I miss there. That's just kind of how it goes. I don't see much. I want to go other places. Let's see. Yeah, it's that Josh Williams play is really, really worrying because I don't think I'm going to be there. But yeah, I love Brandon Brown. I have him hitting value. I have him being one of the best scorers because yet again, hey, let's project, Brandon Brown for 8th ceiling. His floor is probably 14. So, that right there at $7,000 kind of forces him into a lot of lineups. That's, yet again, going back, that's kind of why I have interest in Hill and Jade Buford to try and get different, because this is going to be another really chalky day, just like last night. We had a lot of chops throughout different contests of place differential lineups winning. And, God, man, the Hocevar. I knew Hocevar would win people a lot of money or lose people a lot of money. I wasn't on him. He was the only guy I missed on. Didn't play Hocevar. Didn't believe in him. Missed it there. But I think it's going to play out very similar to that today, or very similar like last night's lineups to today of being really chalky and possibly tying with a lot of people up top. The lowest I'm stopping at in terms of pricing would be Timmy Hill. If you take out the 5K guys, if you take out the 5K drivers, probably the lowest I'm stopping at. Like if you take out Hill, if you take out Jade, and you take out Martins, because those would probably be where I'd go. I think it's Moffitt. Because I'm not on Williams or Alex, and they're in the 6Ks. I'm not on Ware or Parsons, not on Howard this week, not on Finchup, and it's to Martins. And so, I'm kind of just skipping that whole 6K range other than Brett Moffitt. I think that's what I'm going to end up going with. Let's see, we're an hour and 11 minutes away from log. We'll probably be live for another 15, somewhere around there, 15, 10, somewhere around there. But thank you guys for tuning in, all 68 of you. I do appreciate it. You guys are the reasons I do the live shows. I do this. I like doing live shows and videos each week. I just, with the schedule for NASCAR, with everything going on, it was hard to get there. Or it was hard to get those videos out, because I hate putting them out before qualifying, because then some things I say it's useless. What is Austin Dillon? I just saw a picture of him. That's wild. That's pretty cray-cray, broski. Yeah. Let's see, man. How about that wreck last night? That was a wild wreck. Man. That's funny. Been saying nonstop. NASCAR doesn't care about safety anymore. They're lacking. They're getting complacent. They haven't had a fatality in over 20 years. They've stopped caring. They've stopped innovating, and now we've had back to back to back. How many times this year have we nearly killed someone? And I'm not exaggerating here. I won't even count Daytona. MNG 77777. Thank you so much for the super chat, $10 super chat. I do appreciate that. Help me tie for first in both the 25-cent GBP and the $1. That's awesome, dude. That is awesome to hear. I am really happy with that. Yeah, I'm just like, man, I wish I would. You probably played Hocevar. I wish I would have played Hocevar. I could have been with you guys, but man, that's awesome. I'm very happy that you did well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Parsons, I'm really worried about Stephen Parsons. For $5,700, he's starting too high up. Like 21st is where he should finish. This seems yet again like, so Texas and Charlotte are one groove racetracks. I know Texas is wider, but Texas and Charlotte really magnifies issues that you see in drivers, whether they get loose a lot, whether they get involved in wrecks a lot. Like any downside to a driver just gets amplified at a place like Charlotte or Texas. And so, excuse me. And so Parsons, a guy who, normally spins out, normally has issues, like this screams a racetrack to where that's really going to show itself, to where he's going to get in the wall, he's going to get loose, he's going to get involved in an instant. So I personally don't like Parsons. A.J. Allmendinger, what am I giving him here? He's probably my least likely lap leader. I'm giving him a few laps led, but in order for him to lead Herbst, he needs Herbst, which probably will happen, or probably he needs people to not do well. And so those people need to be Herbst, Briscoe, Hemrick, Cindric. So he needs to beat those guys right off the bat. And then he also needs to beat Ty Gibbs when he gets up there. He needs to beat Josh Berry, because he's going to get up there at some point. I would say Josh Berry and A.J. Allmendinger are very similar in upside in terms of finishing position of the day. So it's just those guys there. But then you bring in Brandon Jones. Then you bring in the other junior motorsports cars, and more things kind of stack up to where A.J. Allmendinger with a stacked field. Like, this is a strong field. It's awesome, because last year's Xfinity Series was super weak. This is a really strong field. So those would be my thoughts on Parsons and AJ. I'm not going to be on them. Oops. I'm not going to be on them today. God, I keep dropping stuff over here. I keep knocking over water bottles and stuff. Thoughts on... So, the wear thing is, I like these cars when they're Fords. I know you're like, Brandon, it doesn't matter. Manufacturer doesn't matter here. I think it does. He's in the Toyota today. Maybe that's just me being superstitious. Maybe that's me looking too into things. But I don't like Ware here. I like him on short. I like Cody Ware specifically is good on short tracks and road courses. 1.5 miles, you kind of always see him struggle in this car. Now that it's not the Ford that we see Yaley normally drive, I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's see. Yeah, thank you for the birthday. Clean Air King. What? How are you factoring track position for... So it goes back to how I answered earlier. I don't know if you were in here, but I had to project a lot of guys for 8th place. Otherwise, it wants to just absolutely obliterate the lineups with place differential. Like if I project Brandon Jones to lead any laps, it wants to throw him into everything. Same thing with Allgaier. Same thing with who are the other guys? All the quote unquote good place differentials. So Gregson, Allgaier, Brandon Jones, even people like Tyler Reddick or Brett Moffitt. It's already loving them because they're going to score a lot with place differential. But then if I add any laps led to them at all, like if I add a lot of laps led to Josh Berry, wants to just throw them in the lineups and stuff like that. So I had to really project a lot of people for just 8th place to try and really spread out interest in the optimizer and in projections. And then kind of same thing here is like if I'm playing one, which I probably will, I'll probably play one of the guys starting inside the top 10 in a lineup. It'll most likely be Hemrick, Cindric, Ty Gibbs. If I'm playing those three, I already have them projected to lead laps, and if they, really dominate the race, they're going to be optimal, or that lap's going to do very well. Whereas, if I'm playing Austin Cindric today, does it really matter in projections if I project and lead 32 laps or 70 laps? The lineup already has him in there, and it has place differential in the back. Like, I don't know. That's kind of how I look at it. And so for this race, I did a baseline of 8th place for a lot of the place differential plays, and then enough laps led on the front guys that doesn't just lock them in at like 100 points or whatever. Like I have Cindric projected for 65 points. That can easily go up if he dominates more. I just had to give him that so the optimizer would still like him. Hopefully that makes sense, or that explanation helps there. Let's see here. I did take a rate. Yeah. What a play, man. That Hocevar play. That was a good play. I was just like, hopefully he wrecks, and I don't have him. I just didn't get on him, but we still did well. We got really lucky with Creed getting taken out by Gill, and because I think if Creed was still in that race, he would have dominated that race. So we got pretty lucky there. But yeah, good job at having more balls than me to play Hocevar there. Didn't do it. God damn it! I always play Hocevar too. Just God, man, that's how it always is. You're good, David. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. We're getting more and more. Guys, what do we got here? We got about 1 hour and 3 minutes until lock. I'll give it 10 more minutes. Moffitt, LeBay, or Martins and Net. Let's look at that together here. Now, I can tell you right now, it's probably going to go Martins and a Net because I don't project LeBay to do well, but let's take a gander at that. So, Moffitt, LeBay. Let's see, where you at? Moffitt. And then Martins and Net. I actually have Moffitt and LeBay for 3 points more between those two. However, I guess it's not really a fair comparison because Martins and LeBay are in drastically different price ranges. I mean, looking at that, so I had Moffitt and LeBay for 74 points. I would have Tommy Joe Martins and a Net, right? That's what you said. Yeah, I have Martins and a Net projected for 71 points. However, you're paying almost $1,400 more for 3 more points with LeBay, or 1,200 points, or $1,200 more for LeBay than Martins. So I would argue that Tommy Joe Martins and a Net are a better play. However, at the same time, I don't have LeBay projected to blow the roof off of anything. So, it really depends on what LeBay does there when I'm arguing those two guys that you brought me here. Yeah, let's rank the place differential plays. Yeah, let's do that. I think that'll be fun. In terms of, I'll wait for you to answer this. In terms of value or in terms of highest project? Actually, no, I'll do value because we ain't giving out a whole lot of projections here today. But in terms of value, oops, I'm on the wrong screen. I'm at the wrong track. So, I'll do it under my interest. So it'd probably go Jones, Brown, Barry, Allgaier, Gregson. I got 2 3s here. Don't even know how to count. And then a Net. That's probably how I'd rank the place differential plays. Let's try and get a spot where we can kind of see them all. Yeah, that's probably how I'd rank the place differential plays today. I think that chalk is going to be different. Oh, and that DraftKings is telling me you need to enter lineups in your contest. It closes in an hour. I know, DraftKings, I know. Lord knows I know. Probably going to say because the net's cheaper. I think that's how the chalk goes. I think that's kind of where some guys will kind of start with lineups. So Brandon Brown for sure. I think Brandon Brown's probably going to be the highest owned driver. And I think he might have to eat that chalk. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, that's what I would go with. Let's see. What's the optimizer liking now? Now that we've kind of ran that for a bit, so it is liking place differential. If I take Hemrick out, it might change everything, because right now it's not wanting to use a single 10K driver. The highest it's wanting to go is Daniel Hemrick. So that'll be the last thing we kind of touch on here. Is let me force it to not use Hemrick. Oops. And we'll see what it does there, because I think that'll be interesting. Let's see, any last minute things you want me to look at and talk about? God dang it, man, I don't see. I think it's place differential. I think it's place differential play. I think if you're let me try and imagine if you're going 2 dominator or 3 dominator lineup and you're not playing for place differential, I think you have to play Vargas or Timmy Hill. I think that's how lineups would go if I'm paying up for those guys. Yeah, I think that's how it would go. Let's see. Hopefully that makes some sense here. So we got about 57 minutes. I'll probably end it with probably within the next 2 minutes if we don't get any more questions or any more things to talk about. So what is it like in here? If I force it to not use Hemrick, then it likes Cindric quite a bit. So to me, it seems like a Cindric Hemrick type of day, then a Ty Gibbs. I think those would be the guys that I would look at to try and lead laps here. Or if it doesn't use Cindric, it just goes pure place differential guys again. And God, man, that's why I had to cut it off as 8th, just to try and spread out ownership or interest in the lineups there. Yeah, I like Hemrick over Cindric. I like them both. I'll probably end up with more Hemrick than Cindric, just based on the fact that we've seen Hemrick get a lot of fast laps this year, and he's cheaper. And when I'm trying to squeeze in a lot of place differential plays, it's easier to get Hemrick than Cindric in a lineup. But I like them both. Ned or Jeb. Jeb for lower ownership. I think Burton, like Jeb Burton, Justin Haley, Ryan Sieg. I like those guys, man, for lower ownership. And Eagles, you have the projection, so you can see what I have. You can see the number I have Jeb for, and then you can see the number I have Net for, and it's closer than people want to believe. Let's see here. Why is everyone so high on Martin? Martin's his practice time sucks, but if you look at how he finishes, and we're probably going to wrap this up in a bit, but if you look at how he finishes here, his baseline is like 19th, 20th. His finishing positions, and then we've seen like 2 weeks in a row now the Martins decide to stay out entering a stage to gain track position or stay in the lead lap. And in a race where I think it's going to be green, a lot of guys are going to go a lap down. Martins is a car that should stay on a lead lap up until the end of the first stage. And because of that, it kind of locks them into a better finishing position than other people. Yeah, I think that's why so many people are on Martins, and I tend to agree with that. Let's see. Hemrick, Gregson, or Annette Cindric. Let me look. So it's going to want to go on based on my projections, Cindric and Net. Yeah, I think it's that just flip flops on whoever leads more laps between Hemrick or Cindric, whatever you project there. I would give it to Cindric, but I think Hemrick's a really, really good play. All right, guys, we're probably gonna end it there. Thank you guys for joining me on the birthday stream. I'll be live tomorrow with Jordan around 4 Eastern. I think it is 4. Yeah, we got to decide on 4 Eastern. I got to set that up later today. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for wishing me a happy birthday. Feel free to throw some birthday money my way on PayPal or on Patreon if you want to. If you win some more, let me know. I like hearing that type of stuff. I hate just talking here and getting no feedback. Or, silence is deafening, where it's not good, not bad. I like hearing that you guys are actually doing well. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me, and best of luck today. And hopefully we get another wild crash, because NASCAR doesn't like throwing yellows anymore. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in, and best of luck today.